Winning
Pick
Weekly.
Smith for the win.
Raisi K.
Yo, what's good, everyone? Welcome to week 6 of college football, a Winning Picks Weekly full slate. As always, my name is John Meleka with Chip Murphy 7 and Greg Albert, Winning P Weekly on Twitter. What's up, guys? Another huge week of college football. Another year that college football is sustaining me and my love for football. It's sustaining all of us, as there is a football game every single day from now until just past Thanksgiving, with a 1 day in between off on Thanksgiving week to discuss your Thanksgiving plans. Maybe you got 1 day.
Yeah, 1 day, 1 afternoon off to get everything set for the holidays, for Thanksgiving and whatever else you have coming up in December, and that's back to football. It's incredible. It's the best time of the year. Very excited. I know Chip's excited. He was betting Thursday. He was betting today. He's betting Wednesday. He's going all over the place. So I love it. Follow him on Twitter. Stay up to date with his picks because he's been good. We've all been pretty good this year. It's been a great year for college football, so let's keep it going. I'm excited about this slate.
Been a good year, very good year.
Yeah.
Last week, my first negative week, unfortunately. 12 and 13. Not a terrible week, but could have been better. Need a positive week this week. Love the slate. So last week didn't love the slate anyway, but love the slate this week. A lot of good games this week.
Great.
All right. Do you have anything for Friday? Let's just start here.
I got K-State -11 against Oklahoma State.
Why did I say Friday? How about Thursday? We're recording Thursday. It's live Thursday.
Sure, we're live right now.
What do you got Thursday night?
We are live Thursday. Yeah, the Liberty -21 against Sam Houston. Game starts in about 40
we're going to start
minutes.
off on the wrong foot, Chip.
I think we're going to take Sam Houston, but I do love Liberty is 4-0 against the spread.
Yeah.
They're covered in every game.
Exactly. They're due.
They're due. They're due against Sam Houston. Yeah.
Hell yeah.
Yeah.
Hell yeah. Look, the Sam Houston losses are aging like fine wine, man. BYU does a good cover. Air Force, good cover. Houston, not a great game. Buried the football last week. Went to overtime.
True.
I'm all on Sam Houston, baby. I'm riding.
True. Didn't cover, but they went to overtime.
Didn't cover, but sometimes the football doesn't always go your way. It is shaped like an egg. It is Sam Houston. It is their first time in the conference. I'm taking Sam Houston, baby.
I like it.
Plus 20.5. Chip. Starting off not good vibes on the pod. Greg, do you have anything tonight?
No, I don't have anything. Don't have anything in Western Kentucky, Louisiana Tech. Staying away from Sam Houston, Liberty. Might be doing a little NFL action, but we'll see.
Oh, yeah. I'm taking Western Kentucky. I've actually liked them this year. And Louisiana Tech has stunk. I have a future on Western Kentucky also, so I've been watching their games. They didn't look horrible against Ohio State, which is why I took them against Troy, and they let me down. They let me down from the hook. Those three, but whatever.
Yeah.
Middle Tennessee, they killed them. I like Western Kentucky, man. Louisiana Tech stinks. I'm taking Western Kentucky. Today's a big game for my future in Western Kentucky, and for the conference play, and for just like my confidence in like what I'm watching with Sam Houston.
Yeah.
Have you been on Sam Houston since the beginning of the year?
Week 1, I was on BYU.
Right.
So I watched the game and I was like, who is this team? Where'd they come from? Turned out it was the first year ever in the conference, which is why I never heard of them. And I really like them. So I took them versus Air Force and they killed it. And then Air Force turns out to be really good, which we'll get to later. So that specific game is like etched in my head right now. So
it happens.
Chip, lead us into Friday. What do you got going?
I just have the one game on Friday. I said Kansas State -11 against Oklahoma State. I think Kansas State is due for a big win. They've been kind of sputtering a little bit this year. They need a big win, and Oklahoma State's just terrible. They're reaching the end of their run with Mike Gundy. I think he's washed completely, and Kansas State is a lot better than they've shown this year.
All right, Greg.
Yeah, I'm with Chip on that one. I'm taking K-State as well for the same reasons. I think K-State played pretty good last time they were out there. I don't know if they played last week or if they had a bye last week.
I think they're coming off a bye too. Yeah.
Yeah. So last time they were out there against UCF, who I'm not sure how I feel about UCF yet this year, but Oklahoma State. I've been on K-State. I have a couple. To your point, John, I have a couple futures on them. I like Kansas State. I'm also with Chip on fading Oklahoma State. I just think that, unfortunately, I think the writing might be on the wall for Gundy. Doesn't seem to be going his way. Surprised you don't have anything in Nebraska, Illinois, Chip. Those are two big-time Chip teams. When I see them on the schedule, I'm like,
oh, exactly
which way he's going. It's a battle of the unstoppable force and immovable object for you.
Illinois isn't over against the spread this year.
Yeah.
And I wanted to take Nebraska so bad because of that. But they've let me down time and time again this year. I can't keep doing it. So I was like, maybe I should just take the under because both teams stink so bad. But I'm like, I want to do that. Right now, I'm not doing it, but we're recording this Thursday. Tomorrow's Friday. Maybe I'll talk myself into the under tomorrow. I just hate the idea of taking an under on a Friday night. That sounds sounds boring, but I can't take the over in Nebraska, Illinois. So, but I don't trust either one of those teams.
Yeah, 42 points or 43 points, 86% of the money's on the under.
Yeah,
I don't blame you from staying away. I stay away from them every week.
So it's so disappointing.
I've been pretty good with Nebraska. From the Colorado game, and then flipped back on them on the Northern Illinois game, stayed away from them versus Louisiana Tech because it was minus 20.5, and I would never do that with Nebraska ever.
Yeah.
And then Michigan, I just wasn't touching it, but it was obviously Michigan, right? Like, I actually like Nebraska in this game. Illinois stinks, man. I've been watching Purdue all year, and Purdue's so bad, and they absolutely smacked Illinois. Like, I've been waiting. I saw one good Purdue game, and I was like hanging on that, and then they found Illinois, and they absolutely smacked them to get them back on track. I love Nebraska plus 3.5 here. I mean, they're begging me to take Nebraska with the 3.5, and I'm taking the bait. I actually really like it here. I actually feel confident about this. I usually never feel confident about Thursday, Friday games.
Yeah.
I just like the Thursday games. Don't really feel confident about it. I actually feel confident about this Friday game, which scares me.
Yeah, if I was taking a side, I looked at Nebraska for a second, but then I kind of the same thing. Like, why am I putting my money on this? I have so many other places I could put, $25, $50. Let's put it on something.
It's Friday night and there's football on.
True. That's very true.
All right, who wants to start us off with the Saturday noon?
Sure, Red River rivalry.
All right,
5 times fast.
Yeah, I was about to say, it rolls right off your tongue.
Yeah, Oklahoma. Give me Oklahoma +5. Another team that's covered every single game this year. I've been down on Texas. Everyone's telling me Texas is back. This is the classic game Texas loses. Good win against Alabama. It looks like Alabama's absolutely terrible. So the fact that was even a game is kind of scary for Texas. I think Oklahoma's been handling their business pretty well. Again, 5-0 against the spread, 5-0 straight up. Over is 60, I believe, right now.
60.5.
60.5. I'm taking that over as well. Give me Oklahoma on the points, and then give me the over 60.5.
Okay. Yeah. I'm on the other side of that with Texas. I'm taking Texas -5, but I'm also taking the over. I think there's going to be a lot of points, but I'm buying into this Texas team now. I wasn't completely sold until the Alabama game. I actually think they're legit this year. I don't know if I'm going to go Texas is back, like they're going to win the national championship back, but I think they beat Oklahoma. I'm also not sold that Oklahoma is good. They haven't beaten anybody since Brent Venables became the coach. I think Texas is just better. They have more talent. They're going to put up a lot of points. I also think Oklahoma could score too. Dylan Gabriel is really good. Oklahoma's going to score, and I like to take in the over in this game.
Yeah, so I like Texas in the over as well here. I think Oklahoma, like you said, Chip, has played nobody, and honestly, Greg, you've been against this whole Texas back thing, and I get you. They beat Alabama.
It's made me money for 10 years. It's made me money for 10 years, so it's tough to quit.
No, I got
Betting
you. I
against
got you.
Texas has always been a good bet for a
I
long
got
time.
you.
It's been a
And
good
the public's all over Texas, so I got you. I'm with you. But they
Yeah.
beat Alabama again this year, and then I was worried, and then they smacked Wyoming. They didn't cover, but whatever, they beat them. The Baylor game was one game I had my eye on. They were minus 17.5, and they always keep it close versus Baylor. They smacked Baylor 38-6. Like that was a big game for me to like get over the hump. Then they smacked Kansas last week. Honestly, they're gonna smack Oklahoma this week. Finally, Oklahoma's gonna go down. They're gonna come back down to earth. They've already exceeded expectations this year. Like the fact that people are talking about them in such high regard. Like this is their first year together. Oklahoma stinks, right? They sucked last year. Oh my God, they were absolutely horrid last year. The last 2 years, really. Like this is their first year coming together. I think this is the first time they run into a wall and they finally see adversity. And they see one of the best teams in the country. I don't know if they're going to win the national championship, but they're definitely going to the playoffs. And Oklahoma is not. Like if this was a playoff game, if this was like a 3-12, somehow like playoff game right here, this would be a smackdown. Like this would be an absolute, killer. And like you said, it's the Red River rivalry, and they care about this game. So give me Texas in the over. I'm with you here. All right.
Yeah, Texas scares me a little bit just because of the fact you said they handled Kansas so well. Kansas and Kentucky have been my teams. I've been betting every week. And it was close in the first half, and then Texas was able just to, shut down Kansas and pull away. So, yeah, it's definitely a little concerning, but getting 5 points, I'm happy we're on the over. That would be a big sus move, the under in the noon Red River rivalry.
Can't trust you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right. I'll go with a little get back game here, and it's against an undefeated team. So we got LSU at Mizzou. Mizzou's undefeated, but LSU needs to get back in this thing.
Mhm.
2 tough losses on their, and they can't take any more. I love that the public is all over Mizzou, and I get why. They're undefeated and they're plus 4.5, and LSU lost last week. Like I'm with you. But this is a nice noon game for LSU. It's a get back game. I don't necessarily love the minus 4.5, but the fact that everybody else loves Mizzou, I think LSU is going to win. I'll just take the 4.5. I'll take the cheese there. Basically, take them with a touchdown.
Yeah, I like it. I'm staying away from this game. It's going to be high scoring, even though the total 64.5, 96% of the money's on the over. I just don't trust either of these teams. I don't know. Besides points, I don't really know what I'm getting. So I'm staying away from this one. But if I were to take anything, it would probably be LSU. So I don't hate the pick.
Okay. I'm taking Missouri. But it's plus, you have plus 4.5, John?
Yeah, it's live right now, 4.5.
Okay. I have plus 4.
Where do you
I guess
see
it
it at?
moved again, but that's
Where do you see
DraftKings.
it
Are you
at?
looking at FanDuel?
Well, no,
DraftKings.
LSU Missouri, I see at 4.5. Sorry.
Oh, okay. Well, whatever.
Yeah,
4.5.
FanDuel's 4.5. DraftKings is actually at 4 at minus 110.
Okay. All right. Well, I like Missouri. I mean, I watched that LSU.
You like Missouri? Take it on DraftKings.
Yeah, I'm gonna take it on DraftKings. I watched that LSU Ole Miss game at a bar last weekend, and I've never seen an LSU team in my life get carved up like that.
Yeah.
Ole Miss was just doing whatever the fuck they wanted in that game. It was crazy. Like every single play, they did whatever they wanted. And Missouri has a good offense. They have a great wide receiver, one of the best wide receivers in the country, man. They're going to score. So LSU can't stop anybody. And I don't think they should be favored in this game. If it was LSU, I probably wouldn't be taking Missouri. But the fact that I think this is a program that's going in the right direction with Missouri. I'm not saying like LSU is going in the wrong direction, but I don't think they're going as well as we thought they were. And I think there's a lot of momentum behind Missouri right now. And I think they can maybe even ride that to a win. This is like their Super Bowl right now. Let's be honest. LSU coming into town, they smell blood in the water. They feel like they can win. This is huge for them.
Yeah, but at the same time, it's LSU's season. If they lose here, it's over. Their aspirations for the season.
Did you hear Brian Kelly talking after that Ole Miss game? He sounded like he was throwing in the towel already. He sounded like he was done.
Yeah, because he just lost a tough game. Come on, they're gonna beat Missouri,
dude. Dude. Okay. All right.
All right,
I
give
like
me another-
I
maybe
like
Missouri's
Missouri.
good.
Give me another game here for noon.
Ohio State minus 20. Off a bye, they're going to crush Maryland.
I see it at minus 19.5 actually on FanDuel. On DraftKings, it's 20. So if you like Ohio State, jump back to FanDuel. We'll get that half point.
Okay. All right. Well, minus 19 and a half against
There you
Maryland.
go.
I'll take that.
There you
I
go.
got
Shop
that,
at some wine.
and,
You have trust in them over
Oh.
Tua's brother?
I have such a
Yes.
tough time with this, Chip. I'm thinking. First going into this, I was thinking Maryland.
I know.
Really? You don't like
Yeah.
Maryland either, though. You're like me. Are you high on Maryland this year? I thought you were with me on them being so inconsistent.
Yeah, I am in that, and that's why I was with them last year. This year, I've kind of faded on them, but the last couple of weeks, I've been looking, I've been watching, I've been peeping. I had them last week against Indiana. I get that Indiana's really bad, but they still were able to score 44 points.
It's Indiana.
You know, dude. Yeah, the problem, the real problem is like you were talking about this with Oklahoma not playing anyone. Maryland truly has not played anyone.
Yeah.
So, it's Townsend, Charlotte, Virginia, Michigan State, Indiana. So, I mean, they could come out here and lose 60-15 or 14, and it wouldn't be too out of the question. So
That's usually how it looks versus Ohio State with Maryland. Last year it was in College Park and it was a 2-touchdown game. And I remember that being when I was going back and looking for that score, I thought it was going to be like overtime 1 possession because I remember it being so close.
yeah,
It was 2 touchdowns. And that was the closest it's been since 2018 when it was again in Maryland. Now into overtime, still an L. They're actually 0-8 against them.
All right, so give me Ohio State. It's some incredible research. I'm happy we talked this out. Taking Ohio State minus 19.5.
I mean, I hope I'm wrong though, because I really want Maryland to show out. They're both undefeated. Maryland's never been this good, technically, right?
I hope I'm wrong
Yeah.
because I want Ohio State to lose. That would be amazing if Ohio State.
Damn,
lost.
Raisi. Damn, yo, taking
I
shots
didn't
at
say
our
it,
producer.
Yeah.
All right, you know what? I would like to be on your side here, Raisi, and help you out and bet against Chips, Rutgers, Scarlet Knights, but I love the Scarlet Knights this week plus 12.5, and I'm sprinkling on the money line against Wisconsin.
Ooh.
Rutgers versus Wisconsin, baby. Wisconsin stinks. Rutgers has showed out every single game, man. Last week is against my beloved Wagner. I could not find a spread anywhere. But if I could, I would have taken it. They covered 46.5. Shout out Staten Island. But dude, Rutgers has been great every single week except for they pushed Michigan, right? It was like 20.
Yeah. Yep.
They've been killing, dude. They've
Harbaugh
covered
took
every
a
single
knee
week, and then if they don't
instead of
cover versus
scoring.
the arguably one of the best teams in the league,
Yeah,
and then in the nation, they'd still push. Dude, I'm taking I love the Rutgers spread, and I think Wisconsin stinks. Give me Rutgers, baby.
Yeah, I like Rutgers spread. I'm not taking money line on this, but come Saturday, you might catch me. So again, Winning P Weekly on Twitter. Give us a follow, give us a like. Yeah, give me Rutgers for sure right now, plus 12.5 against Wisconsin.
The only problem is Wisconsin smacked Georgia Southern. That hurt. That one hurt a couple weeks ago.
Yeah.
They smacked Purdue too. They've been smacking everyone. I've been kind of just trying to fade them. Maybe it's me.
Yeah.
We'll figure it out. All right. Small slate for the 12s into the afternoons. What do you guys got?
I don't have anything till 3:00, Chip. I don't know if you have anything.
Yeah, what do you got? 3.
Washington State versus UCLA. My first best bet of the day.
We might be going against each other here,
I
Greg.
see it at 3. I see it at 3.5. I'll take whatever it is because Washington State is going to win by 14. UCLA is not good. I don't care what John says. Washington State, I like the quarterback. I like the offense. They're going to be able to score. UCLA is not going to be able to keep up. The over and under is 60 with 97% of the money going towards the over. This is going to be a high-scoring game for Washington State. I do not believe UCLA is going to keep up. This will be a money line bet.
This is the worst bet you've ever made.
Okay.
It is minus 3.5.
The worst bet he's ever made.
Yeah, it was the worst best bet. It's the worst best bet he's ever made. It's UCLA coming off a bye.
Yep.
They have one of the best quarterbacks in the nation, but it's He falls
true
off.
freshman.
He's a rookie.
He's a true
Right? He's a
freshman.
freshman. He's probably the best freshman. Probably the best freshman in the nation.
He's played like
Don't know if
Moore.
he's top 10, but okay, keep going.
Freshman? True
I
freshman?
know top 10 quarterback. I don't know. I don't think he's
true
a top 10
freshman.
quarterback. Oh yeah,
True freshman quarterback.
yeah.
Well, there's not a lot of those.
Yeah, he's
All right,
a top
exactly.
5. He's a top
He's
5
killing
true
it. Thank
freshman
you, Chip.
quarterback.
There's not a lot of them.
Yeah.
Dante Moore's killing it. They have one of the best defensive ends in the league. He's going to be a first-round pick in the NFL. Ever heard of that league? UCLA coming off a bye week. Dude, Washington State, like, they gave up 35 points to Oregon State. Like,
Yeah, ranked Oregon State team that's playing really well. It's
yeah,
undefeated
that's
going
known for
into
their
that game.
defense. And they put up 38 against them. Okay, it was 38-35. UCLA is going to, off a bye, take Washington State to the house. This is going to be an interesting game. I'm excited to report back. I'm excited to text you throughout this game. Now I have a big reason to back UCLA. Are they at home here too? In the Rose Bowl? Come on, bro.
Yeah,
Let's not act like that's a great home field. But
Come
I have
on,
UCLA.
dude. Jordan. They got the Jordan
I'm
symbol in the
I'm with
rafters.
John I'm with John on this
For
one.
once.
I have UCLA. I don't love it as much as John does. I just think like the idea that I like Wazoo, I like Cam Ward, but the idea that they're just gonna run through the Pac-12, I don't. I think this.
they're not going to run through the Pac-12, but UCLA is not. It's a speed bump on the way through the Pac-12. It's not a roadblock.
I
Oh
think
my
this is going to
God.
be a tough one for them. John mentioned them coming off a bye. I think that
All right.
makes it tough too.
Off
We'll
a
see.
bye
Only-
at home. What's up?
Only one way to find out. It's my first best bet of the day.
3:00. Let's go.
Oh, I
about that
missed.
one.
Sorry, I forgot Marshall plus 6.5 against NC State. That's 2:00. I thought that was 3:30.
Well, that's fine.
I forgot. that
Okay.
one. Marshall's undefeated in the Sun Belt.
In the Fun Belt, they are.
Mm-hmm.
Not bad.
Yep.
Not bad.
But they beat Albany. Shout out. East Carolina, Virginia Tech, and Old Dominion.
They beat Virginia Tech. They beat an ACC team. They could beat another ACC team.
All right.
I like that plus 6.5. Not bad.
NC State played Louisville pretty good. They just covered
Yeah.
by the hook
Mm.
last week.
Yeah, another 3:00 game. Give me Alabama -1 at Texas A&M is pretty much a pick 'em. Don't believe in Texas A&M. I believe in Alabama. I'm riding this till the wheel falls off with Alabama. I believe in Nick Saban. I believe in this defense. Over and under is 45.5. The total is moving towards the over. I think it's going to surprise some people. I think it's going to stay under that number. But for me, I'm just taking Alabama. I think Jalen Milroe's the guy. He was out for one game. You saw what else they had. Now you could tailor the offense towards him. He looked pretty good last week. So just keep giving me Alabama until otherwise.
Why is this 1.5? It
Yeah.
was bet down from 7.5 to 1.5. Why are so many people betting against Alabama? I don't understand.
I don't know. I don't know if it's injury related, if someone got hurt. I'm not
People
sure
like A&M
exactly.
this year.
What's up?
People like A&M.
Yeah. People
I
are
guess
high
so.
on A&M. I don't know why, but they are.
Makes me not want to take Bama.
Where's the public here?
All over Bama right now, from what I see.
Yeah, that's tough. All right. I'm not touching that game.
I'm
Yep.
going to take A&M in that one. Probably take A&M money line. Maybe A&M pulls it off. I've been off A&M since the beginning of the year. I thought they were going to lose last week.
Yep.
Maybe I fade myself here and take them to pull off a massive upset against Saban. So I'll go A&M money line.
All right. I got a fun Mid-American East game for you.
Ooh.
Just for you, Chip. Taking Ohio -25.5
There you go.
at home against Kent State, the worst team. And it's a division game, so they know them. It's not like a rando coming in here. And what really gets me going for this game, like honestly, I want to make it a best bet. I know it's crazy, but Bowling Green last week absolutely killed me. They I bet against them every which way, and Bowling Green looked so good last week. Ohio's coming off a bye. The week before, they absolutely smacked Bowling Green. So that bodes well for me. Kent State
That's the
sucks. They can't
max,
smack
man.
anyone. They lose to. I wish they could put Wagner and Albany on their schedule. That would make me happy. Like Rutgers, I wish all my teams would play Kent State just so I could have a chance here. But I'm taking Ohio in a weird game. But in a game, and I'm not touching Miami of Ohio versus Bowling Green, even though Miami of Ohio is minus 9.5, and I want to. Bowling Green absolutely crushed me last week versus Georgia Tech. I mean, plus 21.5, plus 21, plus 21.5, and win outright is absolute crusher.
You should have taken Bowling Green,
man.
like I did.
It's tough.
And you should take Bowling Green this week.
I really want you guys to comment on. And there's a game that we've been a team that we've been taking all year. We've been all over the place. It's of course Purdue against Iowa. Iowa at home. Deacon Hill, the new quarterback, making his debut. And Iowa, it started minus 4.5, went down to minus 2.5, now up to minus 1.5, and the public is all over them. Over under 39.5. How on earth?
Number for Iowa. 39.
How on earth do you take Iowa in this game minus points with another quarterback here? How?
It's a good point.
Because they still have that defense and that special teams.
Yeah, shout out Torrey Taylor, best punter of all time. Well, that's a different story for a different day. I love Purdue here. This is a if you're a backup quarterback for Iowa, you stink. Bet. Okay, like that's what this bet is. You're a backup quarterback for Iowa. You are not good. That's it. End of story. It's like a backup for the Jets coming in, and you'd be like, "Yo, this guy's gonna be mad good," and then an objective person looks at you like you're absolutely psychotic, and you need to go get medicine because if he's a backup for the Jets, he's obviously not good. The math isn't mathing. I'm taking Purdue here. They're gonna smack Iowa. Poor 4-1 Iowa. Top of the Big Ten West. Wisconsin better beat Rutgers. This is their chance to take over. The Big Ten West is an absolute mess. Iowa, Wisconsin, Minnesota, Northwestern. Northwestern is ahead of Purdue right now, technically. And down by Illinois, Nebraska. Imagine Nebraska gets up there and wins the Big Ten West after all this. Like, it actually is possible. That's how disgusting the Big Ten West is.
They're getting rid of divisions. Thank God.
What do you think that bet is right now?
Nebraska to win the Big Ten West?
Just the Big Ten West. Yeah, not the actual Big Ten.
No idea. Plus 1,400.
I want more. All right, give me another game here.
I'm jumping on that Purdue bet with you, John. You talked me into it with the logic on if you're the backup Iowa quarterback, you gotta suck. So give me Purdue. I'm going with UNC minus 9.5 against Syracuse. We talked about Syracuse if they could get it done against Clemson, having this little run here. They couldn't get it done. Clemson, I don't think is very good, but the defense really showed up and put the clamps on Syracuse. I think Carolina's defense is okay, but it's just the offense. I think they're going to be able to score. I know Syracuse's defense is very good, but they let up 30-something points to Clemson's terrible offense last week. Now they're going on the road to North Carolina. I think it's going to be a similar score as last week. I think it's going to be high 20s, low 30s to 10 or 14 points.
Just before we move too far off, Nebraska's plus 1,700 to win the Big Ten West. Purdue's plus 2,900.
Yeah, they stink.
Tell me, okay, let's play a game called Process of Elimination. Ready? You just tell me this team stinks or does not stink. Ready? Go. Illinois.
Stinks.
Northwestern.
Stinks.
Nebraska.
Stinks.
Purdue.
Stinks.
Iowa with Deacon Hill at quarterback.
They don't stink. They still don't stink.
Minnesota.
Stinks.
Wisconsin. That's the whole Big Ten West. Somebody has to win it. Literally, somebody has to win it. Even if everyone loses every game from now on, which is impossible. Somebody has to win the Big Ten West. I think I'm about to be all over Nebraska plus 1,700. The redemption of Will Compton.
The redemption of Will Compton. Is he playing? Because then maybe.
Basically. He's putting more effort in the team.
Can Will Compton play quarterback? Because then maybe.
You think he has eligibility?
I don't know if he could clean up, then I would throw it on her for sure. 1,700. It's a long shot, but it's a long shot for a reason. I mean, to your point, someone's got to win. I don't know what I'm getting with Iowa. I don't know what I'm getting with Wisconsin for the rest of the season. Nebraska might be able to do something. 1,700 is not a terrible bet, John. I don't hate that.
No,
All
I
right.
still I like
What else you
Iowa
guys
in the
got?
Purdue game. I like Iowa against Purdue. I like the over in Cuse, Carolina. I'm not taking Cuse because what I saw last week really scared me off of Cuse.
Yeah.
So I'm taking the over in that one. I think a lot of points are going to be scored. And I wanted to take Akron again, but I'm going to take the under in Akron, Northern Illinois instead. So that one. And then I said Bowling Green plus 10.5 against Miami, Ohio. I think that's another 3:30 game.
Yeah, I got one last one. Kansas, UCF. Give me Kansas in that one. I've been betting Kansas and Kentucky every week.
I got that.
Kansas, tough loss last week against Texas. I think they bounce back here against UCF.
All right.
Did you
What
guys
about the
look at
night games
Wake?
here?
Sorry, did you look at Wake against Clemson?
Yes. Oh, they're playing Clemson?
Yeah.
What do you got
Yeah, I
there?
stayed away from it, though.
Oh, I have Wake plus 21 against Clemson. Did you?
Yeah, I'm done
take
fading
that one?
Clemson after last week.
Oh, you're not
Bad news.
taking it?
No. That was bad
Yeah.
last week.
No, I think I'm taking that one too. Yeah.
All right.
Wake against Clemson.
My best bet of the week. This is honestly easy for me. It's one of the easiest games on the whole schedule. One of the easiest games on the entire slate. One of the easiest games of the entire year. Colorado minus 4.5 at Arizona State. Arizona State absolutely sucks. They stink. Okay. I know they had the one fun half or 3/4, really, let's call it, be fair, against USC. They even covered versus Cal last week. Good for them.
Yeah.
I like Cal last week, but they covered versus them. Good job. Colorado is going to absolutely smack Arizona State. Everybody's going to be back on the Colorado bandwagon in good time because Colorado has a nice, easy slate coming, right? They got Stanford, UCLA, going to be a tough one, Greg. Oregon State, Arizona, and then Washington State, and then Utah. Like this is their time to start getting the bandwagon back together, right? Like that was one big, they had their two big bad games, which they were never going to win ever. Back to Arizona State. I love minus 4.5. Best bet of the day.
I like it. I'm with you. I'm on Colorado as well.
Why is it only 4.5, you think, if Arizona State's so bad?
I don't know. It opened at 3.5, moved the point. It's 50-50. People like both sides. Arizona
I
State's
think
been covering.
both teams have played USC recently, right? And they both stayed within the number. I don't know. Maybe that gives you. Maybe Arizona's not as bad as John's making it out, but they're not going to keep it within 4 points. They just also might not get blown out by 30.
All right, give me another game here for the late night, boys.
I talked about Kansas and Kentucky. Give me Kentucky as my second best bet of the day. Kentucky plus 15.5 against Georgia. I think Georgia's been sleepwalking this season. I talked them up last week about how they could turn it on whenever they want. Last week against Auburn, they just didn't seem to ever want to turn it on, kept it close. I think that a lot of these games for Georgia this year are going to be close. I think Kentucky's pretty good. I know it's tough because they're coming off a big win against Florida, so that makes me a little nervous. But give me Kentucky plus, was it 15.5, 16.5, 15.5 at Georgia.
Chip?
I thought 14. I got Georgia in that one. I think last week is a wake up for Georgia against Auburn. They almost lost that game against freaking Auburn.
Yeah.
I think that's a wake up for them. I feel like we say this every year about Kentucky. Like, this is the year, Kentucky football, and then they play a good team and they get pounded. Like, they're good, but they're not good enough to play with like the really good teams. Like they're a basketball school. So I like Georgia. I think this is like Greg said, they haven't played up to their standards yet. I think this is the game where they get woken up. They're at home. I think after last week, they're starting to hear like the chatter about how Michigan might be the best team or Texas might be the best team. This is kind of a spot where they impose their will on Kentucky here. And another one, I got the under in Michigan, Minnesota. I like that. I think Jesus. I don't know if Minnesota will score a touchdown in that one.
I like that
Michigan's
actually. Has there been
I like
like
that
no
too.
plays in the Michigan red zone yet, or
Yeah.
something like that?
Yeah, their defense. There's no way Minnesota's going to score a ton of points in that one. So, and
Add to my
Texas
card.
Tech-
I like that too.
yeah, Texas Tech plays Baylor. Yeah, Texas Tech against Baylor. Texas Tech -1 against Baylor. Sorry,
Yes.
that one too.
All right, can we jump really quick? I've just been looking at this real quick. The SEC West division is Bama, followed by A&M, and then LSU at third. That's really it. If you
So
think
what?
it's -115 Bama, +250 A&M, LSU +380, and then Ole Miss +900.
So is LSU catching your eye there?
No, honestly, A&M is.
Oh,
Because A&M wins this game, it's their division. That's it, right?
Does A&M? When does A&M play Ole Miss, or did they already play?
no, they play in November. First week
Yeah.
in November.
I guess that would be where it's decided.
I mean, they still have Tennessee, they still have Ole Miss, and they still have LSU on their schedule.
Ole Miss plays Georgia though. They're done. They're not gonna have a chance.
Yeah,
Probably.
I think LSU might still have a chance.
Yeah,
What's
All right.
what's Bama's odds right now? You said
Minus
+1.
minus money.
I'm -115.
it's tough for this Bama team.
Yeah, I mean Texas A&M just hasn't played anyone yet.
All right. Anything else for the games? I got
Yeah.
Colorado State -2.5. That one's moving rapidly. It was Utah State -1.5 opened that. Now it's Colorado State -2.5, and everybody's all over Colorado State. Scares the hell out of me, but they're just way better than Utah State. I don't understand. This line made no sense at opening. I'm not taking if it's over 3. It's 3 at DraftKings -2.5 on FanDuel. So
I like Notre Dame as my third and final best bet. Notre Dame -5.5 against Louisville.
let's go.
Just don't think that
Sammy Heisman.
Louisville's very good. Sammy Heisman gets back on track here a little bit. You got a little bit of a night game. It's 2 ranked teams. Louisville ranked 25th. But they got back on track last week against Duke, winning that game. But it was pretty close. I mean, it was a very close game until they scored late in the fourth, like late. 30 seconds left. So it was a credible job by Sam Hartman. Way to get the ball down the field. And now I think they get it going with a beatdown on Louisville, winning by 2 touchdowns here. So I like Notre Dame. Might take an alternate line if you could do that in college. I can't remember off the top of my head. But my third best bet, Notre Dame -5.5.
I like that. I like Notre Dame. I'm tempted to take Southern Miss -1.5, but they've been burning me versus Old Dominion, so I kind of don't want to touch it. But I'm interested in that game just to see what happens. But other than that, I don't really like any other games here. Like Boise State -9.5 versus San Jose. Like it depends how the day's going, but everybody loves Boise, and it's on the blue field. Like
Sure.
I'm gonna want it, but we'll see how I'm feeling by then. USC Arizona 71.5 is just an insane number. I want to take the over, but it's crazy. I'm
not taking the
that to
over,
the
I'm
fourth
taking
quarter.
Arizona.
It's gonna be like 60s to 7.
Yeah. It's crazy. I got Arizona in that one. It was a 21.5. Is the spread. And I like Oregon State -9.5 against Cal. I don't think
like that
Cal's
too,
very
actually.
good. Oregon State is good, despite what John said about them earlier in the program.
They are
lost
good,
against
yeah.
Very
okay.
good. Very, very good. Washington State is their only loss. Washington State's going to show that this week that they're the best team going right now out in the Pac-12.
They lose to UCLA. That's going to be sad versus a true freshman quarterback.
It'll be terrible. It'll be terrible. But we'll be back here next week to talk about it.
All right. That wraps it up for another episode of Winning Picks Weekly. And the NFL episode is out. It hasn't been looking that good over there, but on the college episode, we've been doing well. Week 6, Knicks coming, Jets coming, ETC period on our YouTube. Winning P Weekly on Twitter, Chip Murphy 7 on Twitter. The picks are out there. Let us know what you got. Hit us up. Me and Greg will be fighting all day Saturday. I can't wait. We out. Let's go Michigan, Raisi. Oh.